beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla and I'm a Crone. Today we're going to talk about Mount Shasta, the mysterious Mount Shasta. But before we get to that, let me introduce my friend Heather and her cards.
Hi, I'm Heather, and we'll take a look and see what they want us to know about right now. Okay?
Fantastic. Hi Ruth. Hi everybody in the chat room. Welcome from Facebook. Welcome from YouTube. We appreciate anybody that's watching.
Hello, Jansfree.
Hi Jansfree. I hope it's not streaming on another channel. I really hope it's okay. I'm going to change it over to card cam. And Ruth, why aren't you blue? Do I have to do it every show? Let's see. Oh, maybe it's just in this. Why aren't you blue? Do I have to do it every show? Excuse me while I turn the sound off. Oh, maybe it's just in.
Up. That's cool.
Okay, great. I see it on my phone. It doesn't show it in the chat live stream. Weird. But that's okay.
Show what?
That she's blue. Well, I hope you're not really blue. I hope you're feeling really pink today.
Well, that's nice. That's really nice. Because we're starting with our going up. We are continuing to elevate and bring our frequency up. And the only thing that gets in our way is that sometimes we are not fearless enough.
That's
so it
true.
Stops us a little bit. We're not fearless enough. Meanwhile, our spirit continues to sing the music, and we keep getting it's working on getting us with our vibration higher and sing along with it because that will help. And the body is showing that, yeah, we have the power to do this. So everything is going great guns, except we're a little bit fearless. And they're saying that we're not fearless enough. And what they're saying is you need to have confidence to override that fearing. And I think they're talking to me.
I was just saying, didn't we have a conversation recently about sort of like this?
Talking to me. So you need to be more. I need to be more fearless.
We all do.
And
Come
then
on.
Everything will go in the right order. So yeah, I think they were talking to me on this one. Probably you guys too, but yeah, that one hits home pretty good.
That's brilliant. I love it when it hits home with us too.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's great.
It's simple, but it's absolutely right. We're all doing what we need to be doing. We're going gung-ho, but we still have fear, but our confidence will override that.
Yeah,
so
Ruth says it's her
too.
too. And I'm like, yeah, me
Yep.
too. Interesting. Great cards, girl. So I don't know if you know, this is brand new. I got it today, yesterday. I had to wear it today because it reminds me of the old Oaxacan cotton shirts that we wore back in the late 60s, early 70s. Can you believe it? They were $5 back then, and they were 100% cotton. They're $120 now, and they're not 100% cotton. But
It's
it
put
just brought
together.
such great memories. I had to get it. So
And it looks good on her.
I really love it.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Mount Shasta, and we have some beautiful photographs of Mount Shasta. If it pops up, how about that? Ooh, just
Looks
makes
like
my
I'm not
heart
the only
sing.
one according to that.
Thanks,
It
Ruth.
does. It does. You're right. She looks great in it.
I'm off for the mountain now. I
know.
love mountains.
I'm
I
still
can't
looking at what
wait.
she wrote. Okay.
Thank you, Ruth.
Go for it.
I appreciate it. So Mount Shasta is 14,179 feet. In 1976, it was declared a national landmark. Well, I can see why. Isn't it breathtaking?
Yeah, and it's going to be so much different from being below sea level to being 1,400 feet.
I know,
above
right?
it.
I don't think we're going to be at 14,000. We'll probably be about 6 or 7, I imagine.
That's okay.
But still, Mount Shasta is located in the Shasta Trinity National Forest, and in 1984, 38,000 acres of the upper portions of the mountain were designated as Mount Shasta Wilderness Area. The mountains drain into 3 rivers, the Shasta, the Sacramento, and the McCloud. It's also home to 7 glaciers. That's amazing. 7 glaciers. I wonder if we'll catch a glimpse of them. It's Whitney, Bolam, Hotlam, Wintoon, Watkins, Kawakaton. I don't know about that one. And Mud Creek. Hotlam Glacier is the most voluminous glacier in California. I wonder what pollution has done to that. Climate change has done to the glaciers there. I bet we'll find out. Shastina is the smaller subsidiary cone, and it rises, I think that's the one to the left, and it rises up to 12,000 feet, and it's to the west of the main summit. Shasta is an active stratovolcano that roughly formed 593,000 years ago.
I think it's still growing.
Yeah.
So Mount Shasta is one of the most prominent of all the Cascade volcanoes. It's an arc that runs from southwestern British Columbia to northern California. And it includes Washington's Mount Rainier and Oregon's Mount Hood, amongst other things. And the USGS estimates that Shasta has erupted at least 1 per 800 years during the past 10,000 years, about once per 300 years during the past 350,000 years, and about once per 250 years during the past 750 years. So it kind of sounds like it's getting
sounds like it's getting
more.
close too.
Its last recorded eruption occurred in 1786, and the area remained technically active, and earthquakes are relatively common.
Ooh.
Now, the oldest human settlement in the area dates back 7,000 years. The mountain is a sacred place for Native Americans in particular, and it straddles the territories of, now, first I want to apologize to anybody who's Indian if I butcher this name and you know how to say it. I am so sorry, but I'll just do my best on it. But they're straddled with territories of the Shasta, Wintu, Achumawi, Atsukamwi, and the Modoc tribes.
Wow, those were hard names.
That's why I said I apologize first.
Yeah.
The indigenous tribes can date their lineage back to a time when eruptions actually took place there, a little over 3,000 years ago.
Wow.
Now, they saw the mountain as the center of the universe and integral to their creative myths. Only medicine men and women were allowed to climb above the tree line. It was thought to be too powerful for ordinary people to visit. And it's inhabited by hosts of potentially dangerous spirits and guardians who could harm a person who traveled up the mountain unexpectedly, and if they were unprepared.
Wow. Let's don't go alone.
We're not.
Mount Shasta is also said to be the home of several hidden civilizations. Many believe the mountain is home to the Lemurians, the descendants of the lost continent of Lemuria. When the scientists and priests of Lemuria realized their continent was about to sink, they petitioned a group of elders called the Agartha Network, which controls all the subterranean cities throughout Mother Earth. This city was constructed just prior to the termination of the Lemurian continent. They asked permission to build their own city underneath Mount Shasta. The Lemurians are said to have settled in this hidden city called Telos, City of Light, which is run by crystals and is now the home of many galactic beings. Over their years, the offspring have been reported in the Mount Shasta area, 7 foot tall, tall and thin, pale and wearing white flowy robes, and paying with for goods with gold nuggets worth well more than what they purchased. Interesting, huh? Mm-hmm. Asara Adams, who channels the Dhamma of Telos, has astral projected into Telos. Lowell Johnson, a hiker and meditator, says he was invited in and has one hell of an amazing story to tell. Their details are on the video descriptions page if anybody wants to watch them. We found hers particularly compelling. both her story as well as
What he says.
what Adama had to say. Mm-hmm. And Lemurians aren't the only unusual figures said to inhabit Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta is believed to be the home for a base of humanoid reptilians who live underground as well.
And the little people of Mount Shasta are wondrous little people, also kind of physical, but not quite. They're very often seen visually around the mountain, and they have a collective fear of humans and avoid being seen. They are fourth dimensional and have the ability to make themselves visible or invisible. That's why I said they're not quite physical. And there are also reports of the Bigfoot race of people being seen on some remote areas in Mount Shasta, along with many other mysterious beings. Now, the Bigfoot people are now very few in numbers around the world and around Mount Shasta, and they are also fourth dimension beings, so they come and go as please. Many people report seeing strange lights on the mountain. One explanation is that there are spacecrafts coming and going constantly from the spaceport deep within the mountain. And many people believe Mount Shasta is not only a home for the Lemurians, but it's also an interplanetary and intergalactic multidimensional portal.
Cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get to meet them. Hi, warrior girl. How are you this afternoon? Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Another phenomenon of Mount Shasta is the intense UFO activity reported on the mountain. I love these lenticular clouds.
Those are just something.
It's gorgeous. Dancing lights, mysterious flashes, orbs, metallic craft, glowing objects, luminous cigar-shaped objects, jellyfish-like craft. I don't know about that one. I think we might have seen one of those on Third Phase of the Moon.
Oh, where they change shape and everything?
Mm-hmm, where they have little dangly things.
Yes.
Yeah. Silent silver airships and fleets of lights making amazing maneuvers have all been reported from here since long before electricity was even a thing. Well, that's a pretty long time. Some force within Mount Shasta is drawing visitors from beyond our world here. Or there's something coming through the numerous interdimensional portals claimed to dot the mountain. Sightings continue.
Yep. And one long-held belief about the mountain is that it serves as an extremely potent and powerful energy vortex. And it's crisscrossed with ley lines, which are intersecting paths of energy. Remember, we talked about ley lines on May 24th in that episode 26. Now, this mysterious energy purportedly has a variety of astonishing effects, such as revitalizing the spirit, enabling deep meditation, creating feelings of euphoria, causing vision quests, healing the body, bestowing profound spiritual guidance, allowing interdimensional travel or passage into the metaphysical realm, enhancing one's ability to astrally project or to channel spirits, and inspiring creativity amongst others. And we'll tell you whether we found any of that when we get back.
Yes, please. To all the above. Yes, please. So the list of weird at Mount Shasta continues to grow. Here's another one. And I thought we'd said something about the lenticular clouds. Dig this full moon. And it's a full moon, what, tomorrow?
Yeah. So we'll
gives it a pink hue. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And we'll be able to see some of that type of thing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The water is believed to have certain healing effects, and people come from far and wide with their jugs to bring it home. In addition to Bigfoot, the forests of the mountain are also said to be inhabited by a strange race of dwarves, as well as fairies. Excuse me. There's also a mysterious group of people called the Yactavians, who are said to use sound waves to manipulate and shape reality. That's pretty weird. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's always supposedly a top secret military installation operating deep inside. So no matter what you believe, there's something for everybody on Mount Shasta. And, I do want to mention that it's used a lot for hiking. People hiking and camping up in the mountains, which is not something I want to do particularly, but I'm sure that's what most people do up there. I'm personally up there I'm going for the energy. I can't wait.
Yes. It's going to be a fun trip.
So does anybody in the chat room have any questions?
Or any more information about Mount Shasta?
Or any information about Mount Shasta?
Yeah.
I'm trying to say chakras or something. I don't know.
And I keep saying Che,
Yeah, most of the information about that mountain was very clinical.
Yeah.
But we watched interviews with Ed, season 3, interviews with ED, meaning extra dimensionals, and it's on Vimeo. Reuben Langdon, he did series 1 and 2 on Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
Interviews with Ed, extra dimensionals in parentheses, and we watched all of 1 and 2 during the pandemic. And I learned a lot about channeling from those folks. Thank you very much. Yep. And so we just ran across these a couple of days ago. And these people that we talked about earlier, both, the lady lives on Mount Shasta and has a website and everything. They both have websites to talk about their experiences. But then she has a lot of information. And basically, the messages were all about love.
Love. Yes.
Community.
And everything comes from your heart. It originates in your heart. If it's not in your heart, you're not going to get there.
Ruth, I'd say we're open to talking to the energies of the beings that live there, as long as it's of love and light. And that's pretty much how we approach everything, is with love and light. But I want to stay open to whatever happens. I have expectations that something's going to happen. Otherwise, I don't think we would have been drawn to Mount Shasta. It's something both of us just decided one day we really need to go do this. So,
and I had never thought of it before, but all of a sudden, boom! I need to go there.
And we recognize it when our guides are hitting us over the head with information.
Yeah, they're kind of like mules. They got to get our attention first.
Yeah. So I say we're going to stay open to whatever transpires, but going to the mountains is always like going home for me. I felt that way ever since I was a small child. As soon as I was old enough, I moved out of Texas and moved to Colorado because I needed to be in the mountains. And my daughter, as soon as she could get away from Texas, she moved back to the mountains. Yeah. It's just something in us. So I don't know what Mount Shasta energy is going to be like, because I've never experienced any California mountains. I've always been in the Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming.
Yeah. And I've always been on the East Coast mountains, which are not quite so piney.
You're going to have to take your Benadryl and your handkerchiefs.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, is everybody ready for cards today? My daughter had some kind of neck surgery today, or a procedure. So please send love and light to Gypsy T if you don't mind. She would appreciate all healing energies being sent her way.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and draw her card first, since we're waiting to see if you guys want one.
Great. Number 7, please. I know those pictures were fabulous. It was like I wanted to jump right in there in those clouds, and beautiful.
And it makes me wonder what it'll look like close up, because those are wonderful distance, but I don't want to walk all that way to get there.
We won't have to. We're going on Thursday morning, and we'll be back Monday night.
Right. And we're going to do a live show from there.
I think we're going to do a live show, and
we're going to do it with, what is
Sun Psychic Jean is going to send out the invitations and stuff. So if you're not subscribed to her channel, please go subscribe. She's going to take care of all that, all the technical stuff, and we've got a little ring light for and
we have a friend that's already there.
Yeah, Dr. Gale is already there, so we're going to meet Dr. Gale on, I think, Friday, and then Saturday. The show's going to be a different time. I think it's 10, 11, 1 o'clock Eastern time. on Saturday. I'll have to double check. But I think it's 1 o'clock because it's 10. Isn't it 10 o'clock our time out there that in California? PDT?
Yeah.
So that would be what, 1? 11, 12, 1?
She got the immunity card. So I would say that her neck procedure is going to go well.
Yay.
So I
Good.
think that's a good card for her to have.
Good.
Whatever they're doing, at least it won't cause infections, and that's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Who else needs a card? I know Ruth does. We get Miss Ruth and Warrior Girl. Who else is on? Oh, Jan's Free is here.
Get one whether you want it, right? If you want a number, please let us know.
I'm just trying to write down the names in case they want a card.
Yeah. Oh, you want one? Okay, Jan's Free. Any particular number?
Who doesn't want a card? We always want a card.
Yeah, we're not such a big group. We can do it. Any particular number?
Just do it. Just do it. Number 1.
Number 1. Commitment. We're all getting more and more of our commitments to what we're doing. I think that's good. So, let me see if I'm getting something else. There's one that you're becoming committed to, but you're not quite there yet. You're working on it. But don't be afraid to commit to it, because it's a good thing.
Cool. And Warrior Girl, her favorite number is 13. Just do 13, will you?
13, okay.
I just have to choose 13 for you. It seems the right thing to do. I am so thirsty. Recognition.
I would say that's coming to you.
Wow.
And it's coming quickly. In a way that you're not expecting, but it's there. Keep your eyes open, because like I said, it's in a way that you're not expecting, but it's coming, and it's coming quickly.
Exciting. And Ruth? Miss Ruth?
Okie dokie.
Has anybody in the chat room been to Mount Shasta before? I know we have a lot of people that have been to Sedona, but I haven't seen anybody with Mount Shasta experience. Hugs back at you, Warrior Girl.
Well, that's the one I took. This is the one that flew out.
This is for you, Miss Ruth.
And the first one is innocence. There's an innocence about what you're doing that endears you to other people. And it's a good thing. It works really well for you. So don't be afraid to take flight and do it. Just go for it. Don't be afraid to step off that cliff and fly. Okay?
Cool. That's kind of like related to the first card you said that don't be afraid, just do it.
Just do it.
I mean, the first card we pulled. Your first.
Oh, you mean before the show?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It fits
I
in
always
with
pull one
that.
before the show just for us.
No, we never have either. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not driving there, though. I drove to California and...
Yeah, I've been to California, but it's San Diego, which is the opposite end of California.
Absolutely it is.
Opposite end. I've also been to Palm Springs with friends, and that was fun. But never been there. Is there anybody else?
I don't believe so. Oh, yeah, Ron.
Ron.
Oh, let's pull. I think maybe David, too.
Let's get David. Yeah, he's all right. Let's see what David has to say.
Chasing people to give away cucumbers. we're mangoes. We have mangoes out the kazoo. We've been chasing people down to give them mangoes.
Not away.
They are
Putting them
so
out
delicious,
there.
but you can only freeze so many, you know?
Ah.
Is this Ron?
No, this was David, and it's
Okay.
integrity. And you are dealing with integrity. Even if sometimes it's a pain in the butt, you are using the integrity that you should be using, and that's going to help you in the long run.
Cool.
So that's part of the reason yesterday went so well.
A cucumber sandwich is delicious, isn't it?
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. When I lived in England, that was really a thing, a cucumber sandwich.
Was it?
But they made sandwiches with butter instead of mayonnaise or some other spread. Everything was with butter, so it was bread and butter and whatever you put on it.
What do they put on cucumber sandwiches besides butter? And salt and pepper?
Usually cucumber, watercress, maybe some chives or something. I don't remember. They didn't use mayo or cream cheese. They used butter. Butter. Cream cheese I can dig.
There's a flavor there.
Yeah, butter, yuck. Cream cheese is delicious. Storm.
You're weathering the storms. That's what it looks like. And this is for Ron. And there are some hefty ones around, but most of them are avoiding you. You are like in the eye of the storm, so that you're not really being affected by a lot of the storms. Instead of, because you see where it splits up here, it doesn't really go over the eye. It just goes around it.
Cool.
So
It's true.
that's cool. So most of the storms that you see, they're not for you. So
I
that's
love
good.
that.
Yeah.
How can you not like it with cream cheese, warrior girl? Mind you, I love mayo on anything too. Like I love cheap white bread with mayonnaise, banana, and peanut butter. Although now I eat almond butter or pistachio butter. Oh my God.
And remember, it makes a big difference what butter you use.
True.
Yeah.
Kerrygold is the only butter to use on the planet.
Yeah.
Period.
We had more people converting once we started than
We did. Kerrygold,
Oh, I
salted.
won't get anything else.
Okay, I guess it's time for one for the week.
One for the week until we see you again.
We have a local
Frequency
market
check.
down here, and I found it at the local market, and it's made with organic pistachios, organic cane sugar, and organic salt, and that's it. But they're
And it's-
definitely roasted, but it's like pistachio crack. You can't put it down once you try it.
It is really good. It really is.
I like it with pretzel sticks. I stick those big old pretzel sticks. It's really good.
That's if it's out of the refrigerator now. Otherwise, you can
Oh,
get
coconut
anything.
oil. They use a little bit of coconut oil.
Because I can taste the coconut. in
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well, the card that flew out was frequency shift. So I guess we should all expect a frequency shift. I know, I think we are.
Well, we have a full moon tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and who knows what's coming off the sun right now because it's been so strong the last few
It's
months.
been crazy. So it could very easily be a frequency shift for everybody.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because frequency going up is fantastic.
That's true.
Yep.
I'm going to go back to face cam. So, thanks guys for coming. I
Thank
love
you.
having the chat room, being able to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
It's just so much fun.
it is.
Makes my day. The way you guys show your
Pistachio bread
love.
and muffins is good too.
Oh, yeah.
I used to make pistachio bread a lot. Pistachio cake, you ought to try that.
A pistachio cake.
With the pistachios in the cake and then also in the icing. And other than being a beautiful little green, it tastes good.
I always like pistachio ice cream. Green didn't bother me.
It was so good, and it's so hard to find anymore. It used to be, there was a time in there when you could get pistachio cake and you could get pistachio.
I've never heard of it.
Dress. Maybe they just tried it in Kansas. I know we were a trial area for some things.
You too, warrior girl, and I understand 85 and humid. It was 85 here yesterday and felt like 100. So I get you.
Yeah.
The humidity. That's one reason I can't wait to get to the dry air of the mountains. That's going to be fabulous.
It will be great.
We're going to see you Saturday live from the mountainside if all goes well. So just keep an eye on Sun Psychic Jean's channel, and she will. We will bring layers for sure. We will.
Yes. We've been packing them because, after all, we live in the tropics.
And we get cold quick.
Yes.
We get cold quick. So, next Saturday, we're going to have a show that's early. I think it's going to be 1 p.m. on Sun Psychic Jean's channel. And we're going to be messing around in the mountains and getting crystals and stuff and having a great time. But we will see you then. And then we'll see you Tuesday. And I guess we'll talk about what happened at Mount Shasta on Tuesday.
If something happened, you'll find out about it.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
We'll just find something else to talk about.
So have a great week. We love you. And thanks so much for being here. And we'll see you next time.
Take care. Lots of love.